What starts to happen this week, November 16th, is like we just start to really kind of understand, and we're percolating that we have more of a choice in how we receive information and how we're gonna like take control and lead our lives. Hey guys, it's Terry. So great to see you. We have a weekly energy reading for the week of November 16th on deck right here, right now. Just remember, these readings are timeless, which means that these messages can apply to you even if you're not watching during the week of November 16th. I think that's a pretty good deal, huh? I like it. You're never at the wrong place, right time. Wrong place, right time, right place, right. You're always at the right place, right time. Holy shit, Terry, could you butcher that any worse? Actually, I probably could. Oh my God. So much for inspiration, motivation, eh? Yeah, well, such is life. All right, you guys. Perfect example of how there's no such thing as perfectionism. Yes? Yes. All right. So what I was trying to communicate was that these messages are timeless. So whenever you hear them, you will be getting the message at the right time, divine timing. You'll be in the right place in your life to hear them, to receive them. Mama pajama. So don't feel bad or be angry or upset if you didn't listen to this or watch this during the week of November 16th. All right. Now, also remember that this is a reading for the collective, which means that I'm not reading for just one person. So if you do want something more personal, more private, if you book an intuitive coaching session with me, then we can get into the nitty gritty details of your life and how I can help and coach you through those circumstances and situations. But this is for the collective. So just know that not all this information may resonate with you right here, right now. So take what does resonate and toss what doesn't. All right. It's that simple. That's how you should be living your life anyways. Anything that feels good, do. Anything that does feel bad, don't do. Yes? Makes sense? Huh? Cool. All right. So when I spoke to Team Terry, and I'm like, okay, what can I share with folks for the week of November 16th? And what they were talking about was the sense of accomplishment, right? And I'm like, can you please tell me more? Because I didn't quite understand sense of accomplishment. What do you mean by sense of accomplishment? And really what it kind of, what they were telling me was there's this feeling or sensation of sort of looking back to where you were at the beginning of the year. Now, I don't know about you guys, but that's something I typically do on New Year's Eve. I look back at the entire year and I go, oh my God, this is what happened. This is what I learned, blah, 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 blah. And I set intentions for the new year. But it feels like that could be happening for a lot of us earlier. And for some reason, I think things start percolating for us this week. In other words, we start to get a better idea of everything that we've kind of experienced from this year, which of course 2020 is a year to remember. Yes. A lifetime in itself. But it is this sense of being able to like look back and say, okay, this is what I accomplished. This is what I wanted to accomplish. I didn't because I couldn't. So ideas and creativity and percolations of how the following year, maybe with our goals, dreams, any type of seeds we want to plant, kind of are percolating. They're kind of, just starting to come up. So I kind of like that. It's almost this feeling of like this strange optimism, even though like a lot of us are experiencing a lot of stress because of the uncertainty. I want to say that so that's like the shadow side of uncertainty, right? And then the positive side is that there is this sense of optimism, like we can start new, like there is a clean slate. And I almost feel like this week is when they, the cosmos, yes, are going to start sending us like these inklings, or, you know, they're usually sent through light codes, and our human bodies have to absorb it, and it takes some time to integrate. So that's what's been happening all year long. And so it's like that, this is when we start to like get either the whole picture, or things start kind of falling in line, right? And we start to become way more aware of the now moment and how much control we actually do have by the choices that we choose. So we can, things are starting to come together through our experience of this past year, where we're reflecting and we're like, okay, I'm seeing that I'm surviving somehow, magically, don't know how the fuck, you know, this uncertainty. And it's been really uncomfortable and really fearful and all this, but some of us are coming, or more of us, I should say, are coming online to the fact that there's an advantage to this, right? Which is the light side, right? So some of us are coming out of shadow more into light, and just kind of saying like, okay, well, I have a chance to start new. And this means I can be creative, and I don't have to be victimized by what's happened. So I'm going to become more aware of the now moment and make different choices. And therefore, next year doesn't have to seem or feel like it did this year. In other words, it's like a lot of us are starting to feel more comfortable with the uncertainty, and a lot of us are just really starting to maybe embrace the shadow part, and that we can like get ourselves out, and through the realization and the experience of survival, like we fucking did it, right? Now, here's the thing where I do feel like I have to warn people, and I've seen this with a lot of people and how they're saying things. Is like, oh, I just want 2020 to be over, like just like as if magically January 1st things are just going to automatically clear up, and No. There's more of the same, but what it is it's a mindset shift. It's a consciousness shift, and that's what people are tapping into. So it's not that like come December 31st and then January 1st, like things are just different, and you know, it's not like that. Like as if 2020 didn't exist, you know? So no, it's not like that. But what starts to happen this week, November 16th, is like we just start to really kind of understand, and we're percolating that we have more of a choice in how we receive information, and how we're gonna like take control and lead our lives, you know? So it feels good to me. You know, yeah, there can be some confusion, but the confusion is optimistic. It's optimistic confusion, or confusion optimism. I don't know what you want to call it. That's enough things. You call it what you want, right? So I just kind of like that. I don't know. So that's why November 16th feels good to me, even if there's confusion. So I hope in that big old conversation that I just had with you, you guys understand that. So I'm going to pick some cards now. I pick 4 cards usually. The decks are down below in the description. So those are 2 cards so far. I picked 4, so it takes a little bit of time. And then we'll see, you know, what the cards say. Sometimes the cards say the exact same thing. Sometimes they just add information, you know, so it'll just be interesting to see. But I love that information that Team Terry gave me. I love it. I don't know. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel like, okay, like we're not doing as bad as we thought we were, you know, and now it's time for us. This is going to be cheesy, you guys. And I make my clients do this. I don't give a fuck. You take your right hand, you put it on your left shoulder, and you move it up and down. You say, good job, right? You're really just congratulating your inner child for getting through, for helping you get through. Okay, let's do a reveal. We have the Queen of Hearts. We have Loteria. We have music. I love this. And we have the High Priestess. Yes, this is all so fitting and so beautiful. We have the High Priestess, we have music, we have Loteria, and we have Queen of Hearts. Yes, this week is going to feel like a really sweet, childlike week. Playful, light. We probably haven't had something like this in a really long time. And again, that's because we're starting to integrate all of this like uncertainty and stress and deep dark shit that we've all had to get through and continue to go through. I'm not saying it's going to end this week. But what I am saying is this is a week that we just really start to get into. It's like our higher self is starting to come online. That's what it is, right? And it feels so good. It's almost like those messages that we hear from ourselves are just more comforting, that we're not beating ourselves up. It's more of an acceptance and an embracing, like, yeah, this is what happened. This was my experience. And now I don't have to continue that. I know that I can do something different, and that's pretty cool. So it's like, what can I start doing different? That all just brings such a sweetness, and it's the connection to the self. This week, so much connection to yourself. And it just feels like your favorite song. Now, music may be literal too, where you can, just how good you feel this week, play your favorite song, your favorite music, get up and dance. I'm going to look at this card as celebrate. Celebrate where you've come from. And again, there's this sense of like rejuvenation and newness and optimism, even with some confusion, and that's okay. It almost feels like the way that I feel on New Year's Eve. Even though I usually do work New Year's Eve, but I always give myself a chance to like tap into the energies and the frequencies and connect to myself on New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve is actually one of my holy days, believe it or don't. So it just feels like this is actually a really good week. So whatever you do, just understand there's a bright side, there's an advantage, and you can capitalize on it by consistently being in the now moment. If you're feeling like crap, well, in the now moment, can you think of something different that will make you feel better than you are feeling right now, right? So this is a really great week. I love it. It's a great way to connect to ourselves. And you know what I'm always saying? Stay connected, yes? So it's like you start to see the efforts maybe in a different way of all the work that you've been doing, and it just feels good. Light, fluffy, childlike, not childish. And it's like, it's like your inner child saying, thank you. I acknowledge you. Like little Terry is thanking and acknowledging big Terry for taking such good care of her, right? So it's something along those lines. So stay connected to yourself, stay connected to your friends and family. And of course, you can stay connected to me. Check me out at terryhuberman.com, and I'll see ya on the flip side.